Hi people, it's Archivist here, and today I'd like to talk about how prominent a story should be in a first-person shooter. This topic sprang to mind after playing two games recently, one being Metro Last Light Redux and the other being Destiny. Both games have a lot in common. They are both FPS games, they are both exceptionally well designed, and both feature very impressive visuals. However, with regards to storytelling, the two games take different approaches. Metro Last Light tells its story primarily through in-game dialogue sequences. These can take quite a long time, with entire segments of the game featuring little to no combat. What this results in is a very narrative-focused experience, which makes Last Light feel like more than just a shooter. However, by taking this heavy approach to storytelling, there are a few disadvantages. For one thing, it impedes the player's ability to jump straight into the action. I for one really enjoy these long sequences designed to set the tone, but not everyone has the patience or the time. For instance, Last Light begins with a very brief combat sequence followed by a stroll around a bunker. The bunker sequence is brimming with detail. You can listen to conversations that give a sense of the chaos the world has fallen into. There are also lots of little objects that tell their own story. I found this to be a highly enjoyable sequence, but it's easy to understand how someone might become frustrated by the lack of action. There are extended combat sequences further into the game, but it does mean going for a good portion of the story. Destiny, on the other hand, more or less throws you straight into the action. There's a cutscene that summarises the game's premise, but it's over fairly quickly. This has the advantage of instantly capturing the player's attention, but on the other hand it leaves certain questions unanswered. I'm using examples from the beginning of the two games, but they both continue to follow the trend they start with. Destiny is relatively light on story with only a few cutscenes at major plot points. Metro, on the other hand, is filled with sequences that allow you to interact with other characters and learn more about the world you're in. Metro is very much catering to the players who want more than just shooting in their FPS, whereas Destiny is embracing the most fundamental principles of the genre. I should clarify that the story in Destiny isn't subpar by any means, it's just not as persistent as it is in Metro. The question is, when does the story step over that point of being highly involved to being intrusive? After finishing Metro, I can't say I had an enormous desire to go back and play through the story. The first time around, those world building sequences were very appealing to me, but on the second run through they felt more as if they were just getting in the way. Destiny, on the other hand, while light on story, feels a lot more replayable. The story doesn't get in the way, it just complements the gameplay. But then again, I did find myself wanting a bit more out of the game's story. Neither approach is the superior one, it ultimately comes down to player preference. But what approach do you prefer in a first-person shooter? Do you like the story to be the primary focus, or do you prefer it to simply complement the overall experience? Let me know in the comments below. As always people, thanks very much for watching and see you next time.